Hey, it's Jackie Salcedo. I am the academic advisor for Women's and Gender Studies, and registration is coming up. So I thought I would make this video to show you how to run a degree audit. You are able to run your own degree audit using the online portal. So there is something called Interactive Degree Audit, and you can get there by going to the main UT page and typing in IDA. So that's the interactive degree audit, and it's the first thing that comes up here. So you click on that, and then let's see, move some of these controls out of the way. Okay, so this will look a little bit different for you because you are a student, but you can go to audits, audit results, audit requests. They'll have something in here. I'm gonna use a student by the name of Speedy. Their EID is Speedy. They are a test student. And we're gonna look up their audits. So all of the audits that they've run, you could look at, yeah, you'll find them here. So you can run audits for any major. It can, this is not going to change like what you're doing, your major, minor. The audit system is like a sandbox. Think of it like if you we're curious, like, oh, I wonder what a major in history would look like, or women and gender studies, or race, indigeneity, migration. You can run that as your major. So what I'm going to do is look at Speedy's audit. So I just clicked on the one that said Women's and Gender Studies. Speedy is in the 2020 to 2022 catalog. And then Speedy is minoring in media studies. So it's got the whole major. This is how far along they are. And you can just scroll down. The other place that I like to refer students to is to the degree checklist. So that lives under the College of Liberal Arts. And if you go to students and majors and minors, there is a degree plan for women's and gender studies. There's also this core and liberal arts list. It's my cheat sheet for advising. So I'd recommend opening that in a new tab in case you need to reference it. And then if you look at degree plans, they're going to be posted here. I like to go to the latest catalog and then sort of pull up women's and gender studies. The audit itself is going to follow this degree plan. So it's going to follow the order. So you're going to have the core requirements on the left-hand side, and then you're going to have flag requirements, and then it's going to go over the liberal arts requirements, right? So this is all the same no matter what major you're in. You can look at your own degree plan from a different major under the College of Liberal Arts, and this is all going to be the same for liberal arts majors. On the right-hand side is going to be the major requirements. So in this case, it's the Women's and Gender Studies major. And you have your different requirements, and then a little space. If you were to print out this PDF or save it to your desktop, you could type in, which classes are accounting for what. And then there's the minor and certificate requirement, which you are required to do as a liberal arts major, a minor or certificate. You could also do a double major, and that would count for this requirement. And then here are the totals: 120 hours for a bachelor's degree, and that includes all these other things. So I'm going to look at Speedy's audit, and we're going to go through, and like I said, it's going to go through the core requirements first, and then the flag requirements, and then liberal arts requirements, and then finally the major requirements. So let's look at Speedy's audit. So I can tell that you scroll down, these are all like Speedy's taken all these classes, so some of them won't count for the major. But they've taken a UGS 303, they have their rhetoric, they have their English 316K, they have both their government classes, they have both their history classes, they have their social and behavioral, and their math class. And it looks like they just need one more natural science class. So they have their 3 hours that they're lacking for natural science. I like to refer students to the cheat sheet because all the natural science options are on here. So where is that sheet? let's look at this course list. I'm going to zoom in. So natural science and technology is listed in the middle of the page. So these are all the classes that the student could take to get credit in science and technology. So anything from these courses. And again, you can have that as your reference. And they still need to take a visual and performing arts class. Again, those are listed here on the sheet. If you just go up over here, there's the visual and performing arts class. The foreign languages for liberal arts are listed on the sheet also. And let's see. And it looks like they have their writing flag. So they are just 9 hours from finishing their core. They have all their flags except for the ethics flag. If you are a WGS major, the degree plan will show you where you're going to get those flags from. So for the flag requirements, one of the upper division writing flags is going to come from your senior seminar. One of them is going to come from WGS 305, the cultural diversity flag. And then you have ethics and independent inquiry from WGS 356. That's the fall class. So it says in major and major and major. And then looks like they're done with, they have their English 316. Again, it's counting for literature. They have their foreign language. They have their social science. They have their math class. They still need a liberal arts, human expression, experience, and thought. And if you look at the back of this sheet, they're listed, where is it? I think it's in the middle of the page. Yeah. So cultural expression, human experience, and thought. And guess what? One of our WGS classes counts for that. It's two of them count for it. It's the WGS 303 and the 305. The 305 is a large web-based class. If you're interested in taking Intro to Women's and Gender Studies, it would count for your cultural expression, human experience, and thought. And see, there it is. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to just see a quick summary of like what all you have left, you can always click on this tab that just says remaining, and it like gets rid of all the stuff that you've completed, and you can see what you have left. So Speedy has the social science class, the one natural science class, visual and performing arts. They need their ethics flag. They need their liberal arts, cultural expression, human experience, and thought class. And then here are some of the WGS courses that they need. So I'm going to go ahead and refer to the audit, but also refer back to the checklist, because I think the checklist has it displayed neatly, the degree plan. So it looks like Speedy has only taken one WGS class. So this history class was Women in Social Movements in the US, and it was cross-listed with WGS 340. So they have credit for WGS 340. And then once you get out to after row 9, this is cumulative hours. So it says 18 upper division hours are required. You know, they're counting this one class. So once you start seeing things like that, those are just like addressing total hours. Don't think that these signify that you have to take more classes. It's counting, like it's a summary of everything that you've done. So always, double check with your academic advisor to see if you're on the right track. And then here are some of the classes that is counting towards Speedy's minor. So let's go and review. Let's go and review the degree plan for women's and gender studies. Let's see, there we go. Okay, so for women's and gender studies, the major requirements are, we used to just allow WGS 301, but really we want all of our students to take WGS 305 as an intro. There are going to be WGS 301 topics that would also count in this place, but again, the 305 is meant as to be the intro of the major. Then students can choose between WGS 340 and any of the titles offered under WGS 340. Then there's also another 340 requirement, or students can take a 335. So some of these, you can just choose whatever topic, title, like different titles are offered every semester. So you have some flexibility in the major. You can also take classes that are cross-listed. And cross-listing means that if you click on the unique number of the course schedule, it'll pop up with another window that says same as, and it'll say same as history, like that one class that Speedy took or whatever. So, and you can even see like what other unique numbers you can register for as that class. Feminist theory is one of those classes that's only offered once a year. So we have a small major right now. It's about 56 students. Feminist theory is offered once a year in the spring. So just, you know, remember that. And intro to feminist research methods is offered once a year in the fall. Internship or research and thesis, students get the choice between the internship or the research and thesis. If you want to know more about those options, just go to courses on our webpage under, you know, women's and gender studies. And there's a page on like the internship course, and there's a page on the undergraduate thesis. And there are some YouTube videos that explain the whole process, how to decide between which one. And then there's also a link that says, okay, let's look at the internship option, or you can do the research and thesis. So you can toggle between both those pages, watch both those YouTubes, and sort of have a better idea of what you might do. These classes will be offered every semester. They are independent studies, so they won't be regular classroom classes. And you can watch the videos to learn more about that. Senior seminar is offered once a year in the spring. Students who are juniors are welcome to take senior seminar. Sometimes you're a double major or you want to study abroad in the spring of your senior year. So you can take that during your junior year. We're flexible like that. Then it says additional hours in women's and gender studies, one upper division, same thing, another upper division, women's and gender studies class. So any upper division class, anything that's 320 or higher in the course schedule. And then you have room for one more lower division, women's and gender studies. So if you wanted to take the intro to LGBTQ studies, which is the WGS 303, or if you saw 301 that was like really interesting, you could take the WGS 301 and it would count here, in addition to counting your WGS 305 here. Lower division is anything that's, you know, 319 or lower. Upper division is anything that's 320 or higher. So for example, feminist theory, that's an upper division class. And that is it. My info to contact me, I am on the undergrad studies page. If you click, that's like the first page that comes up. My Calendly is right here. You can email me. I look forward to advising and registration. Let me know if you have any questions. If you have other majors, you can find your advisor's info here under students, academics, and advising, all that stuff. So questions, let me know. I hope this was helpful. Good luck during registration.